everybody. I'm here with someone who's very special to me. This is my boss, Marilyn Rosehorn, and she is a multi-talented lady, and she has a very poignant heart story to share. So tell them your name and a little bit more about yourself.
So as you said, I'm Marilyn Rosehorn. I'm the Director of Food Service for Centerville and Mendon, Michigan schools. I've been doing the job a little over 3 years. Started a new career in my 50s when I thought I was not going to do that and just be a kitchen lady, but now I'm a director. Enjoying it. It was a lot of stress, a lot of learning to begin with, and a lot of things happening in my life with my body and changes, and not feeling good, and feeling overexerted a lot. So it was a really challenging year, my first year, before I found out I had heart issues. So,
well, what were those first signs like that you're like, okay, I have to get something checked out here?
I had been noticing for a while that going up and down steps was getting more exhausting than normal, feeling out of breath a lot. I kept thinking it was due to my aging and being overweight, because that's what us women do. Oh, we're fine, we're just overweight, this is going to pass, we're fine, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So I had taken, a lot of time that I probably shouldn't have, thinking it was nothing. So then I just started having some other feelings, like anxiety that I'd never had in my life before, feeling more anxious about little things and that would have never upset me before, and feeling shaky about it even, and feeling fluttering in my chest that didn't seem normal. I had had 2 or 3 different incidents within that year or year and a half-ish that I ended up in the emergency room because I had those feelings enough to where, and lightheadedness and such, enough to where it needed to be checked. The first couple of times they did, EKGs and all their tests, everything looked good, blood pressure, heart rate, everything was great every time I went in and got seen. Then my husband and I went to Myrtle Beach. This was July of 2023 for a week's vacation, and we were there. Wonderful time, beautiful place to see. While we were there, staying in the hotel on the beach, I woke up one morning at like 5 a.m., I guess very combative and screaming and hollering and saying that my arm hurt, that I couldn't breathe. I don't remember, this is what my husband told me, but very freaked out. So he didn't know what to do, so he called the emergency, and an ambulance came. By the time they got there, I was more alert and knew what was going on. And I was like, why are they here? What's happening? They took my vitals and everything and checked me out and said, you seem to be fine. Do you still want to be checked or taken in? And my husband said, yes, we still want her to be checked. So we went in. At the hospital down there, they did more tests and EKG again, found nothing, said everything was fine, and sent me on my way. They talked to me about anxiety, thought it might have been an anxiety attack, which I'm thinking, I'm in my 50s, this is right, come on, I don't have anxiety attacks, so I blew that off. Well, then it was that next December, because that was in July, it was that next December that I had another incident that I was taken into Borges that time. And when we got into Borges here in Kalamazoo, they did all the same tests and everything, of course. They did another test, it's called I can't remember, where they take 2 different blood draws,
yes,
and they compare it somehow.
Right. To see the enzymes, I think. Something
to do with people with heart issues. Yes. So that being said, I used to know what it was called, but I can't remember right now. That being said, that's when they decided that time that I needed a referral to a cardiologist, which took me all the way through till February, end of February, before I could get an appointment, get in to see a cardiologist at the Heart Institute in Kalamazoo. And when I got in there, was it February? Actually, I think it was the end of March before I got seen, because when I seen him for the first time, and they did their not just an EKG, but that time they did the other test.
So stress test?
Stress test and another picture test that they do to look at it further. I can't think of what that's called.
Echocardiogram.
Echocardio, that's right. They did that as well. And then the very next morning, I seen the cardiologist himself for the first time. And he had said, or he came in and said, well, I don't know how you're doing it, but you're at less than 40% with your heart. Your heart's only working at 40% or less at this point. He said, it appears that you have had a heart attack in the past, he said, or not too far long ago. And we need to get you in and we need to get a stent put in, and go in and do a, what is it called where they go up your legs?
Oh, right. It's, I can't think of the word off the top of my head.
It's been so long, I can't remember the names of everything.
Yeah, and I'll interject something.
They wanted to go in
right.
and go up my legs, and they were going to go up both ways so that they could look at the heart two different ways from both legs. Angiocardiogram or something like that is what it's called, I believe. So they wanted to look at it two different ways, so they did two at the same time. And then that's when they were able to see that my widowmaker needed a stent. It was clogged.
And that's one of your main arteries, right?
Yes, wow. The widowmaker, yes. So they put a stent in, and then I went home that day, and tremendously, just before I even left, I could actually walk around the hospital and feel like I wouldn't get out of breath, so it was tremendous. It was wonderful to feel better that quickly.
And if I may, you are an inspiration to me, because you pretty much worked up until then. You were a powerhouse.
Yeah. I never stopped. Yeah, I never stopped working and just kept going and thinking nothing was seriously wrong. And I'm tough, no big deal. So yeah.
I think that's your magic sauce, is that you have been in the food industry for years, and you have that great work ethic and heart ethic. And so it really was an inspiration for me to see you staying active all the way through this.
Right.
And I know it's probably kind of like drinking out of a fire hose with all the information, but how do you find that the best way you managed with these lifestyle changes and all of this new information?
It's really been difficult. I mean, granted, there's so many other people in the world that they have so many other harder things to deal with, but I had already been overweight, and knowing that I was overweight, and having to still work in kitchens or be physically active, there was so many days that it was just struggle to get through, and just aches and pains and shortness of breath and all that stuff. But we just do what we feel we got to do as women. I think mostly as women. There's men that do it as well, but I think women are stronger. But I just dealt with it the best I could, got through each day. And then once this all happened and I started knowing why it was happening and what was going on with me, then I knew this could have been the end. I could have been dead down in West Virginia, or I'm sorry, at Myrtle Beach. That could have been my last time on earth and with my family, and then having the stent put in and all that so quickly, it made me realize something's got to change. I need to be healthier. I was one that smoked many years ago, but I haven't smoked in over 15 years. So I knew that if I can change and stop that, I can change other things too, like losing weight. And being a heart patient, losing weight is very important. So that's been my new journey and my new goal. So I have, and unfortunately they discontinued insurance's paying for weight loss medications just after I had all that done. So I decided to bite the bullet and take it on and pay for the medication myself. And I've been doing it for 5 months now. I'm down 23 pounds. So, you know, every little bit, little baby steps. It took a long time to get it all put on. So now it's taking a long time to get it off. But it is what it is. I keep, you know, sticking with it because I want to continue to feel better because I want to be around.
Yes.
So
got a great team of healthcare providers, and I'd like to highlight your family because your family has been a tower of support for you.
Yeah, they've been wonderful. You know, they could eat healthier and help me in that aspect better, but you know, that's just one of the challenges. But yeah, I think that overall, you know, they love me, and I'm blessed. So.
Oh, great. Well, I just want to thank you so much because, for one, sharing your story is going to help a lot of people. And, you know, for me, when you were going through your journey, I always go to the American Heart Association's website because there's so many things that are confusing. So I want to pinpoint, okay, she's going to have this done. She's going to have that done. What does that mean? And it's all on there. And, you know, when you have those informed questions, you can ask your doctor, or I can ask you, have they done this yet? So I always want to let people know that that is always available for you. Also let people know that this is pretty fresh for you. This happened like last year.
Yes.
So I am
my year date will be April 2nd since I had the stent put in. So this coming April 2nd.
I want to congratulate you for doing such a great job and for being such an inspiration to a lot of people. And I know that you have many, many, many more beautiful years ahead of you, and we look forward to hearing your progress in the future.
I plan on being around a while. They can't get rid of me that easy.
Thanks a bunch. Go Red!
Go Red.